Hello everybody and welcome back to Marvel Rivals. In this one we're going to be going over the new Winter Celebration event, more specifically the new game mode Jeff's Winter Splash Festival. We're going to be going over how it works, what you need to do to get the free skin, and most importantly, some tips on how to win more matches of Jeff's Winter Splash. First thing that you're going to want to know is how to get to the event screen. This screen is actually pretty hidden, and it took me a while to find it, so I hope that you find a new spot for it in the future. How you get to it is you go to the home page, and there's a new little banner right under the News tab. Note that you may have to cycle through it in order to find the proper banner. Clicking on it will take you to Jeff's little pop-up storybook. Clicking on the little Presents tab in the bottom corner will bring you to the progression page. Here you can see all the free awards you can get by completing challenges. You need the golden stars to unlock and upgrade pieces of Jeff's storybook. Unlocking all the pieces will give you all the free rewards, finishing with Jeff's snowsuit skin. The gray stars seem to just be able to change out the look of what pieces you've already upgraded, so if you don't care about customizing Jeff's storybook, I would only worry about the challenges that reward you with golden stars. Next up, here's some tips on how to win more rounds of Jeff's Winter Splash Festival. Tip number 1, cover and keep ground. This may seem obvious, but the amount of people that I've played with so far that don't seem to realize that this is a territory game is kind of insane. This is a game of territory with literal colors on the ground showing you whose territory is whose. There are so many benefits to having more ground besides just winning. For instance, Jeff moves incredibly slow on the opposite team's color. This includes while he's swimming. If you can't move that fast, it makes you a very easy target for enemy Jeffs to pick you off. And since this is a 4v4 instead of a 6v6, being a man down hurts a lot more than it normally does. And again, since this is a game of territory and you need to cover ground with your snow in order to win, having a fourth of your team down loses a lot of potential ground coverage. So make sure you are taking the time to cover ground, and if you see enemies trying to take it, try and hold it as best as you can. Tip number 2, Jeff is no longer a healer. This mode changes Jeff's abilities around. His main water gun attack no longer heals, and his bubble is now a grenade. Stop wasting time trying to heal yourself or others on things that do not work anymore. The amount of people I've seen shoot the bubble at the ground to try and heal themselves when they're low and get surprised when they die is kind of crazy. The bubble does not heal you anymore. It is a grenade ability that you can throw out and will explode, painting a small area and doing a decent amount of damage and knockback to enemy Jeffs. It's time to treat Jeff like the soldier he is. His main attack is now like a machine gun that does a little bit of damage, but consistently, while his alternate fire remains normal. When in team fights, chuck the bubbles at enemies' faces to do a little bit of damage. Or while you're painting, you can chuck it in an opposite direction just to get some more paint on the ground. Tip number 3, stick together, but not too close together. If you guys didn't know, land sharks are pack hunters. Jeff being Jeff, it can be difficult to consistently 1v1, especially if you're fighting in enemy territory. If the enemy is painting next to a health kit and you try and 1v1, you'll probably lose because they have control over a health kit. However, the amount of success I've seen with packs of Jeffs going around together, picking off stragglers on the enemy team while taking ground is crazy. Just be careful not to stick too close together, as Jeff's ultimate is still Jeff's ultimate. Jeff can ruin everything if your pack is too close. I know this can be a little bit tricky, especially if you're a solo player, but just try and stay in range of another Jeff's, and if you see a Jeff get into a fight, help your fellow comrade out. Tip number 4. Know the map and play around it. Since there's only one map to play on right now, you better learn it. When you play, try to be conscious of routes you're taking, enemies taking, or common areas that people miss when painting. Try and figure out general areas of the map you can ult and consistently spit people off the map, and areas that you might not be able to. Like I kind of mentioned earlier, health packs are a big thing. Now that Jeff isn't a healer anymore, health packs became 100 times more valuable. If you play around health packs, you will definitely be winning more fights or escaping more fights successfully if you know where they are and use them. Controlling health pack zones are also very strong because it allows your team to get more of that sweet, sweet healing burst. Tip number 5, know Jeff's ultimate. Now, we've all seen the memes. Jeff eats what he wants to, and we all love and hate him for it. This mode is no different. However, there are 8 Jeffs in a game, so the game has indeed changed. Most of the time, all Jeffs gets their ultimate around the same time each match. So it's worth knowing when the best time to use his ultimate is. Do you try and get 1 to 2 people grouped up, or do you sit on it for a little longer and use it as a counter ultimate? I have seen a chain of 5 to 6 ultimates to counter a counter to counter a counter ultimate, so team fights can definitely get hectic. Also know that Jeff's ult can cover a large amount of space with your team's color snow, so if you're nearing the end of the round, it might be worth it just to use in a wide empty space that isn't your color, just to get that little bit of percentage to clutch the victory. Overall, I really enjoy this game mode. I really enjoyed Splatoon when I played it, and this definitely scratches that itch. However, I would like to see some improvements if they bring it back next year. The first improvement I'd like to see is I don't want the match to just end. As of right now, when the timer runs up, you just get hit with a victory or defeat screen immediately. I think it would be really cool if they do something similar to what Splatoon does, where when the time runs out, the camera pans up and it looks down on the map so you can see the damage the battle did to the map while it tallies up a percentages of who won. They could also beef up the suspense a little more by hiding the percent bar at the top of the screen the last 30 seconds or so. The second thing I'd like to see is more stats. I won't lie, I was a little disappointed when I looked at the scoreboard and had just seen the normal kills, deaths, assists stats. While those are cool to have, I would really like to see at least how much of the map someone personally covered. This could be kind of difficult on a technical standpoint, but it'd be really cool if you could do it. Say my team covered 46% of the map. It'd be really cool if at the end of the match, it would say that you did 26% of the work. Last thing I'd like to see is just more maps. Like I said, learning the map is important, but playing the same map over and over again does get stale after a few hours, so it would be cool if they added more. Maybe they could also change them up a little bit so they're more Christmas themed. Who knows? The event's not over. They could still add more maps towards the end of the event. And that is everything you guys need to know about the Winterfest event. What do you guys think of it? Do you think this game mode is cool, boring? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys liked the video or learned anything from it, make sure to like and subscribe as I'm putting out more Marvel Rival content as the days go on. If not, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.